All right, so it'll be a Thursday, and that is building up to the big one, the second big one of the Triple Crown and Triple Tiara. It is 0203, 2nd of March, and it is the second leg of that Triple Crown and Triple Tiara. Certainly very excited about that, and of course the visitors that will be making their way up from the Western Cape, where they've just concluded their feature season. Race number one is off at 12 o'clock. It's a maiden plate over the 1450. And of course, as I go on to our guests and the second race of the afternoon, the first leg of the bipod, it is worth reminding you once again that we have the contact details that constantly flash up on the screen. Our Twitter handle, formerly known as Twitter, now X, and of course our WhatsApp number. Right, man, you can definitely, and who'll be awaiting your feedback is Daryl Marie. Daryl, what a Thursday program. This is worthy of any Saturday meeting, which is not a feature day.
Yes, so I'd advise the viewers to certainly get a piece of the exotics on Thursday. They look to pay healthy dividends. I've played a bit wider, and let's hope we can finally crack it.
Okay, no. Your cracking will definitely come, and when you start, then when the taps open, there will be no closing them up. I know that for a fact. But the 11, Agabom. Now, this family did well for the Pensale family.
Yes.
Had that first run for Sean Terry. Went down to the lead pony, if you recall, on Guinea's Day in that first race, and came to the tracks with a reputation of being a bit of a hothead. And what did you make of the race itself?
Yeah, I thought she actually behaved herself well. She does have a bit of a reputation as being a hot filly. I wasn't overly impressed in saying that she is going to appreciate the extra. She's extremely well related. I don't know if you recall that filly. I think it was Warren Kennedy's first grade one that he won. She's a sister, Gabor.
Yes, that's right.
She's a sister a half sister to Gabor. She's also a half sister to Lion's Head. So she is well related, and she's got a lot of scope for improvement. But the field that she met on debut was not strong whatsoever. She was beaten by a filly called Together Again, trained by Mr. Broncos. Now, I would say she's below average. She was just ahead of Magical Stones and Smashing. She's going to have to really step up to the plate to get it right in her second start. I think she's way too short in the market. Can I see her winning? Can I see her making good improvement? Yes, I can. But she's too short. Number 9, the Playboy Bomber. He came out very slow on debut.
Yes.
And he stayed on throughout the race.
That's 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah. Yes. Will he be suited to the inside track, and will he jump on terms? Are the two question marks. He can certainly make good improvements. Number 8, Run River. What's it? Run River.
Yes.
If you have a look at his form line, you'll say, well beaten by Storm Brasco. Storm Brasco trotted up on that occasion.
Yes.
Lamu Hall ran just ahead of him. He's come out and won 2 since then. He's been gelded. Another one that I have my doubts over the inside track, but he can make good improvements. You can actually see he beat number 1 on debut, Feel All Right. He actually finished ahead of Feel All Right. So I'm actually leaning towards number 8, so he is the likely winner. I just hope he isn't caught flat-footed on the inside track. I've played wide, 1, 8, 9, 11.
1, 8, 9, and 11, of course, as we put up Mr. Marie's selections for that first leg of the bipod. We also have to remember, what is that horse of Mowings that was in the same race and didn't run the race that was supposed to finale?
Yes.
Also in that Storm Brasco form line. So definitely you have something there. 1, 8, 9, and 11, and it's your banker in leg 3. That would be race number 4. Number 8 being Turconnell, who certainly has found that winning trend and nearly pulled it off post-maiden just 2 Saturdays back yet again. Well, as Mr. Marie said, as we started our preview to turffontein on Thursday, before we get to Saturday, do get a piece of the exotics, because they could pay, and that could just be the good springboard to invest well on a Saturday. Invest with a lot more freedom, because it is going to be excellent racing. And of course, those who've already started in that competition launched by Tab. This will be the second of 4 legs, and I'm sure if you didn't join in on the first leg, I'm sure if you're confident enough, you can join in as of leg number 2. We'll find out from the authorities at the tote. But let's talk about race number 3. Now, this is a progress plate over the 1,500 meters. And I've got to say, Daryl, again, it is one of those races that would not be out of place being given a listed status or perhaps even a lower graded status.
Yeah, it's great to see the return of Billy Bowlegs, Cecil. You know, we're a couple of months out.
Yes.
Of the Vodacom Durban July, and I'm going to say he's my roughie at this stage.
Okay.
He's in the region of 75 to 1. Yeah, so still have a look at the ratings. This is a progress plate, and best weighted is Billy Bowlegs, 4 pounds ahead of Gimme a Shot, the filly, and then Pyromaniac is third best in here. Now, Billy Bowlegs, it was a cracking effort in his penultimate start in the Betway Victory Moon. You know, he got asked to run a long way from home, and he was very gutsy. And then he had excuses in the Betway Summer Cup, and now he's been rested and gelded. There's no doubt this is a prep run for him. He's got bigger things to fry, but he's certainly got the class.
Yes.
And if he does make a winning return, it's strictly because of his class alone. He's going to be in need of this. He's certainly not going to be cherry ripe. So for that reason, I am leaning towards number 2 over here, Pyromaniac. You know, he's only ever contested one race on the inside track, and he won. But I don't think he's at his best on a soft surface, and I don't think he's best up the straight. So I'm willing to excuse his last 2 efforts. If you recall, 3 runs back when he ran 4th behind Perfect Witness, he was absolutely cruising on that occasion. And I like the fact that he's coming back in trip. And look at his record with Gavin Lorena. Although they're yet to be victorious together, Gavin gets a really good tune out of Pyromaniac. So I'm leaning towards him as the likely winner. Respect for the second best in, that's number 6, Gimme a Shot. You know, she's really been contesting races of the highest order recently.
Yes. And even before going to Cape Town, there was a runner in the Horse Chestnut last year.
She's a very good filly, this.
Yes.
She hasn't seen the winner's enclosure recently, but there's no doubt she's got the ability. So 2 from 1 and 6.
2 from 1 and 6, and that is the way you leave it. Just a question, Stinky Mapimpi, is this a bigger task? Remember, running on nicely behind what was a good thing on that day. That was the Barbaresco.
Yeah, it was a smashing run on his behalf last night, and he's improving.
Yeah.
He does, however, have to lift his game because he's quite a bit out at the weights over here.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got fitness on his side and he's an improving sort. So, certainly wouldn't be shocked to see him feature.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah, you can make a case for him.
Okay, so thank you very, very much. So let's see that PA as to how Mr. Marie has planned it. It is 1 and 2 in that first leg. Billy Bowlegs off that break. Brett Crawford and Kabila Matsunyane and Pyromaniac in those very, very famous silks that we saw on Sunday with the return of Lucky Lad. And I can say that I'm looking forward to Lucky Lad once again coming back after that pipe opener on Sunday. That is race 3. 10 past 1 is your off time. Race number 4 is over the mile. It is a place soccer 6, 10 and 13 merit rated 80. We should be underway with the 4th of our 10 races. And that is an off time of 1:45. Now, currently the betting has a recent winner, an impressive winner, War Bomber from an informer Waishong mowing stable rather, at a 33 to 10. Number 8, Turconnell 4 to 1. Nibble at the 6 juries out, Candice Dawson and Gavin Arena once again. That is at 5 to 1. 11 to 2 and a better bar those. So we drop in great, but it is certainly very, very competitive. And of course, I have to start with the 8 at Turconnell. We saw that return from a rest and a very good win indeed. And of course, the stable companion also caught the eye, and we'll look forward to its return to the races. And then that second behind Red Bomber.
What price did you say it was, Cecil?
At the moment, it is looking at 4 to 1.
Unbelievable price. I've made him my best bets on the card.
I think for once you have me in your camp. Always
Yeah,
have it.
I
Always
can't
have.
believe his pass at 4-1. I think that's represents a lot of value. Let me tell you why, Cecil. Now, last time out, in that race with Red Bomber, I don't know if you recall it, it was a great ride on Gavin's behalf because Turconnell was cruising in that race. And Gavin saw the opportunity to shut the door on Turconnell, and he kept Ryan very, very tight. And he made first run on Red Bomber. And when Ryan eventually got the gap, Turconnell was staying on, but the race was done and dusted by then. And he actually pulled so far clear of the third place runner in Mia Moo. Now Mia Moo's
Came out of the Guineas.
Yeah, she's rated 103. And he was out at the weights in that race. And he ran so far above his rating that back in a handicap, having his peak run, I think everything points to him being victorious this time around. If he just reproduces a similar effort to what he did in his last start. There is a bit of a concern in the last two runs. There have been comments, respiratory noise and respiratory noises.
Yes.
So that does put a bit of doubt in my mind.
Yes.
I'd love to see a tongue tie being fitted. I'm not going to sit here and say that's going to make a difference. But I think at 4-1, he's worth a strike. Horses that can improve, number 7, MK's Dreams. Now, I thought he was disappointing in his comeback effort as a gelding. I expected more
on that day, yeah?
Yeah, I expected more from him. But he does try the mile again, and he's going to strip fitter. Tony's had some time to work on this horse. And if you can see back in his form line, they actually tried him over a mile very early in his career. So I think he is looking for the extra, or that's what the connections believe. So if the favorite does fluff his lines, I think perhaps number 7 could be the one. If you don't want to bank it to O'Connell like I have, I'd add in number 7, MK's Dreams. Yeah, but 4-1 Cecil to O'Connell. I think he's certainly on the upgrade and well ahead of his current rating.
Thank you so much. As we look at the selection panel there, Mr. Marie, to race number 4, the pick 6 starts at 1:45, and it's over the mile, as mentioned by Daryl, and the likes of the 7 MKs, the Dreams, will be once again trying that mile. Right, the pick 6, let's have a look at that. It is Bank of the 8, and that is Sir Connell. We've had all the plus points, and I think it's a case of, are you with Daryl or are you not? I think more often than not, they say with Daryl on your side, you cannot go too wrong. That is his pick 6, and that starts at 1:45 with race number 4. Okay, so the good racing continues at Turffontein with the race number 5. This is certainly a nice starter as we get into the weekend, a classic day, and it is, of course, the second leg of the Triple Crown and a Triple Tiara. Now, this is a racehorse owners association fillies and mares 90. We stay over the 1,600 meters, and betting, very open-looking race. Number 5, LMB, back to form last time out, is at 7-2, 15-4, the 2 Lady Fallon. 9-2, the 9 of Francis Ethel. We'll get a chance to see Francis Ethel. Postmaiden, 11-2, and Better Bar those. Now, let's start off with the selection from you. What were your idea of the first 2 or 3 in this race? Because it is a tight-looking contest. And, of course, we've got Mary's Greenlight back from the Guineas and now contesting the fillies and mares 90.
Yeah, let's just start off by saying that Darren Burrows has tipped number 2, Lady Fallon, as the likely winner in this event.
Okay.
That's his contribution for the day, Cecil. I was actually bitterly disappointed with her last start. I expected more from her. I'm of the opinion that this filly is better up the straight. I could be way off the mark, but like I said, I expected more from her. But he's in good form, Darren.
Which the last start behind Celtic Groomers.
Yes, I
and
thought you had
of course,
every
Guineas,
opportunity.
I thought a few people were disappointed to the Guineas on Guineas Day as well.
Listen, on her day, she's been very impressive.
Yes.
And Darren's of the belief that she's well above average. So he's opted
Lucky
to go
thinks
with
so
her.
as well. I get the impression Lucky, and he said whatever the problem was on Guineas Day, he seemed to be on top of.
Okay. Well, she has got into my jackpot one.
Okay.
Cecil number 3, Mary's Green Light. Now you can see last time out, she went helter skelter up front, and she was possibly used as a pacemaker on that occasion. For Give Me Another, the finish was certainly dominated by the horses from well off the pace. I mean, Give Me Another came from last. Silver Sanctuary was also towards the back, turning for home. So from Storgate number 2, with a more patient ride, we're going to see a much better effort from her. Like I say, the Guinness was fought out by horses coming from off the pace. So I like her chances over here. LMB, if you watch her latest replay, she was desperately unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't know if she's an inside track filly, and she's sparingly raced, so she does form part of my play, but not my top 2. And then number 9.
When you say desperately unlucky, a case of the magical flight the bird had flown with magical flight, or what?
No, going through the 400, Richard actually had nowhere to go. He was looking for a run up the inside.
Yeah.
And eventually switched her right to the outside. But by that time, the bird had flown, and Magical Flight had won the race. So Francis Ethel, number 9.
Yes.
Here's a filly that's only had 2 starts to date.
Yes.
She beat Kissing Machine, who is highly regarded. She's got 52. You can see in her second start, she was ridden positively, and she was very game on that occasion. She showed a lot of guts because Kissing Machine actually went past her 400 meters from home. 52, Cabello's going to make use of her. If her inexperience doesn't catch her out of here, Cecil, she's going to fight out this finish because she's better than her current rating. She's going to go through the divisions. So I think 3 and 9 are the likely 2 over here, but health respect for 2 and 5.
Right, I think I'm going to stop you there because you still have a lot of discussing to do. We have a 10-race program that you need to preview. Let's have a look at the 2 selections coming through. As you heard, it is a jackpot courtesy of Mr. Daryl Marie, and that will be starting in race number 5, and he's gone with 2, 3, 5, and 9. The first 2 for him, he's already given you. And now we're also going to have a look at the best bet for Darren Burrows, and he's gone with number 2, Lady Fallon, for Lucky Udalakis, and Craig Zaki in race number 5. A Trappy Affair, Fillies and Mares 90, and they'll be going over the 1600. Well, it is the Mardi Gras season as we go through a Lent leading up to Easter. That is the end of March. Maybe that could be an omen for the top weight in a race number 6. It will be interesting to hear the words of our very, very, very informed panelist as to what chance he gives number 1 Mardi Gras. In the betting, well, the betting has the Mardi Gras as big as 10 to 1. The favorite is the 8, Dubai Hills at 7 to 2. 9 to 2 about the 4, Arlington Action. 11, Blackberry Breeze, 5 to 1 out from 9 to 2. 11 to 2, the 12, and No Place Like Home. And then it says 7 to 1 at the last in single digits. That's a 5, King's Express. Now, race number 6, the Merited at 84 has lost the 3, Poor Little Rich Girl, leaving us a field of 12, Mr. Marie.
Yeah, Mardi Gras. 9 years old, Cecil.
9 years old. Jeez.
And look how consistent he's been.
Very
recently.
consistent, and it seems the 18 is actually within its reach. Eh?
Yeah, but then we heard Jonathan say that he's looking for a race for him over 1400.
He did say yes. I asked him that? Yes, because I said, hey, the Mascot ran another good race, because this must be the stable Mascot, eh?
Yeah.
But a very, very, very consistent horse.
Yes. No, he's done well for them. Cecil, number 4, Arlington Action. Tyron Zaki's stable's doing extremely well currently. Great effort last time out behind Street Arts. He wasn't favorably treated at the weights on that occasion. So he just needs to put in a similar effort and he'll go close. Now have a look at Ryan's relationship with this son of the Apache. They've teamed up together 7 times for 4 victories. So he gets a great tune out of him. Like I say, he does need to reproduce his latest start. So he's gone into my play. You know, we saw a winner from there. Terror Time won from there. And you know how many horses have run second in their next start? Street Art ran second, Viva Brazil, and Trottoir Quat. So that form line's holding up nicely.
Oh, yes, Street Art ran second in the London News.
Beyond litigation.
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Okay.
Then you've got the likes of number 8 over here, Dubai Hills. Now, he won a very weak work rider event.
Remind me. I kept thinking it was the other one, Holocene. Because I was on Holocene.
Yes. And last time out, Cecil, he actually impressed me in that he quickened up smartly in the middle of the track, and he won much easier than that margin suggests. So perhaps the pennies dropped for him over here. Perhaps there is something about him that he can build on what he's shown to date. I think if the pace is on, he'll be doing his best work late and could follow up on that latest victory. Like I said, I thought he did it smartly last time out in that division. And then number 11, I've never really been a fan of him because of his form lines. But I wasn't a fan of him last time out. He proved me wrong.
Do you remember what actually happened? Tony had won a race previous. I think it was with Pistol Pete or something. I'm getting my dates mixed up. And we spoke about all the horses that seemed to have that potential.
Yeah.
And just before he left, he actually volunteered. Yes. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. And it was with Almond C.
Yes.
And there's something about this son of Silvano that the stable like. And he's unexposed of this distance. He's only got 54.5 to shoulder. He could be better than his rating. I mean, he's lightly raced. Marauding Horde won from that form line. Cecil, there's no doubt he improved a hell of a lot from run 3 to 4. Who says he hasn't made the necessary improvement since his victory? So he's gone into my play.
Okay, so just to round it all off.
8's my topic. 4 and 11 for the exacta position.
Okay, so 8, Dubai Hills with a very underrated but in form Mr. Chase Mojan retaining the ride after that good victory that Daryl has dissected. Let's have a look at the selections for race number 6. We should be underway with this 1800 meter merit rate at 84 at 5 minutes to 3. 4, 8, 11 to confirm Daryl's selections, 1, 6, 7 and 9. 1, 3, 5 and 8, and of course expects big improvement in that first leg from the 11. And all I can say in a cryptic manner, there's no place like home. Turffontein is where Blackberry Breeze is trained. We stay over the 1800 meters for race number 7. Please be reminded once again that it is a 10-race program, so we are into that second jackpot when the gates open for race number 7. This is the Tab 4 Racing app, merit rated 72, so we drop in a grade. What about the betting? We've got the 6, DeMarco's Jet, at 9 to 2. I think that tells a story within itself. Numbers 1, Kudzu, the 3, Donamo, and the 7, Copper John, all at 5 to 1. The last named from the Aleclear stable has been nibbled at from 11 to 2 to 5 to 1. Also a little bit of support for the 8, a Circle of Grace. 7s in from 15 to 2. That is Corner Spies and Marco van Rensburg teaming up. That is the upper echelon of the betting. And again, I have to allude to this picture in front of computer form. And it's DeMarco's Jet in those very familiar sorts of Mr. DeMarco Giannis. DeMarco's Jet won impressively. And of course, the horse that was just beaten by DeMarco's Jet, well, not just beaten, but beaten by DeMarco's Jet, came and slaughtered the field. And next time out, that is Sound Machine from the Pettigrew stable. Where do you put DeMarco's Jet in your pecking order?
She's certainly in my top 4. You know, Cecil, this filly actually caught my eye on debut. She was staying on the whole way up the lane. And I thought next time out from a neat draw, she could be closer to the pace. And certainly improve. And she did just that. I mean, it was great to see the owner on course. We haven't seen him in a very long time. So there was some confidence from the yard. But she did come under pressure quite a way out, and she showed a lot of guts and determination. And towards the end, she was going away. And that makes me think that she's going to love the step up in trip. Listen, she does take on open company over here, and she does have a wide draw to contend with. But she earned that rating of a distance short of her best. And now she's going to love the step up in trip. You can see all her siblings won in the region of 10 furlongs. So she is looking for the extra. So a nice filly. that's got has a lot of scope for improvement. Now, numbers 1, Kudzu, and 7, Copper John, both disappointed me in their last start behind Royal Mazarin.
As were the owners. I remember meeting up with the owners after the race. They weren't too happy.
Yeah, they both fluffed their lines, and there isn't much separating the two of them behind Banner Bridge. But yet, they were strung out last time out. So I'm willing to excuse those efforts, and I want to see them bounce back to form. So I've included both of them. And then this horse number 9, Thumby. Now, he is by soft falling rain, and I don't know if he's capable of being effective over 1800, but I actually think he's a very nice horse, and we haven't seen the best of him yet. Now, last time out, he did have a lot of excuses. He pinked the gates. He was in a prominent position, and then Sereno thought, oh no, I'm going to be caught 3 wide throughout. So let me try ease him back and get some cover. And the race was just horribly pear-shaped for him. He's better than that effort. So I'm giving him another chance. He does have flashes of ability. So he's certainly gone into my play. 1, 6, 7, and 9 are my top 4 picks of here.
Okay, so it seems overall Lorenzo is training some nice horses for Mr. Pandora. Just a case of getting them all to the track and retaining their places in the fields they're nominated, and we could see the stable will have a good run then, huh?
Yeah, they'll certainly find good form. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But Cecil, this horse was the reason why Sereno picked up a suspension.
Thumby.
Yeah, he didn't ride it out in the latter stages. Should have run 4th, in the staff's opinion. So, Samanga reunites. I think he won his maiden on him.
Yes, I do recall.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You learned something. I didn't actually follow that particular meeting. Now we know. But he is riding in the race, Mr. Sereno Moodley, and he teams up with the stable of Erico Veronese on the Inkosana in race number 7. Okay, the jackpot. The last jackpot gets underway with the running of race 7, and there are the numbers 1, 6, 7, and 9. I got a good feeling that Thursday is your day, Mr. Marie. It's a Marie day. But what I will do for you, keep your phone on, in the hand, and if I tell you Mr. DeMarco is on course, you can go and fire. Okay, so the show continues. The exotics continue. We've got 2 more exotics to look forward to. The pick 3, the last pick 3, starts with race number 8. And this 8th race, again, in keeping with the theme of Thursday, is quite a trappy affair. This is for hospitality bookings. Call 011 6811 796. It's over the 1,000 meters. And a form update before we turn it to Mr. Marie. Well, back number 3, Little Miss Moneybags, finished 3rd when backed into 28 to 10, and that was 3.70 length, beaten by Red Carpet Girl, and not winning out of turn, it must be said, Red Carpet Girl, because the horse that had beaten it by just under a length came through and won again. And we'll be running a bit later on, and that is in the ether. But what we are here to discuss is race number 7, and Mr. Marie, race 7. Well, in the ether is certainly going about it in the right way. Today may be a bit of a tougher task, but let's talk about the 8th for now. Lady Crusade, your thoughts on Lady Crusade? My only reservation, and I say this, I'm a fan of the stable. By their high standards, things haven't been falling into place of late.
Yeah, Cecil, it's one of my favorite stables on the Highveld.
Yes.
James does an outstanding job.
Yeah.
This filly's been very consistent. On paper, she's certainly going to reverse the form within the ether. I mean, she's 4.5 kilograms better off for a length and 3/4 beating. I just think she may be better over 6 furlongs, 1,200 or 1,400. That's just my personal opinion, but she's got a neat draw. She's well weighted over here. Take note that in the ether is quoted to carry 61 kilograms now.
That's a new weight, adjusted weight.
Her rating's been up to 74.
74 or 72?
74.
Yeah, because I was actually wondering.
Yeah, they had it wrong yesterday.
They had it wrong. That's right. I said to myself that should equate it to 2 kgs, 4 pound, 2 kgs.
So now...
Or 74.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You heard Ryan in his post-race interview last night when he went on In the Ether.
Yeah.
He actually thought he was in trouble 400 from home.
I
He
think
said
a lot
he'll
of supporters.
be happy for with a place. But she knuckled down beautifully, and she's in the form of her life.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's easy pickings for her this time around. I thought that was a great race for her to go back to back. I think this is a bit tougher.
Trainer Grant Maruna, sorry to interrupt you, just not eavesdropping, but just overhearing from a distance. It was touch and go as to whether to run Thursday with in the ether, given the change of circumstances, but obviously nominated and confirmed.
Yeah, okay, let's see if she does stand her ground then. Number one interests me over here, Palace Revolt. I've got my doubts whether he's a 5 furlong horse, but I was happy with his last run with the blinkers, Cecil. You know, he was right up there going through the 200, and then the two horses on the outside just quickened better than him in the latter stages and left him standing. But Joker Man and the run-up, I think it was Cityscape, were hard up in the outside. He was drawn towards the inside on that occasion, showed good pace with the blinkers. Yeah, he's well drawn. Come down in the ratings a bit, so if he's not caught for speed or tapped for speed over the 5 furlongs, I think he'll be a factor here. And then Little Miss Moneybags, I think they're going to let her rip. 1,000 meters on the inside track. She's got the pace to get handy, if not lead, and she's got fitness on her side, so I certainly won't be shocked to see her run a bold race. I think the race will be fought out between numbers 1, 3, 5, and 8.
Just one last question. Your mate Nicker always beats a drum. There's always a reason why top jockeys ride certain horses. Pendragon, any consideration there?
Yeah, he does well on the inside track. Goes well over the course and distance. Cecil, if you certainly playing wide, one to include.
But let's look at your numbers, Mr. Marie. Let's have a look at those numbers for you once again. 1, 3, 5, and 8. 1, 3, 5, and 8. That is for a major rate of 72 over the 1,000 meters. Crashed is 11. Risky business, and then it's wide at the last 2 legs. And that's an outlay of 120 Rand. And I really do believe that come Thursday afternoon, we'll be raising a toast. It's been a while to Mr. Marie.